Hi everybody, it's Julie, and we are going to go ahead and do two projects today. I'm going to be showing you and using this Flinch card kit, and then I'm also going to be making my snippet roll for my February challenge journal. So let's get to talking about this Flinch card kit. It is a 4-page kit. It has the numbers 1 through 31. Flinch cards, originally my set is from, I believe, 1911. It was a card game that they played back in the early 1900s. What I've done here is I have printed on, this is a computer paper, and I have printed on some scrapbook paper that is lightweight scrapbook paper. This is a lightweight cardstock, and then another scrapbook paper. And so those are all printed, and they are regular size, and one of my favorite things to do with the Flinch card kit. So here you've got the Flinch card kit printed at 5x7, and so they are a little bit smaller, and you can use them for other things. Again, you have the kit is only 4 pages. Here it's printed at 3x5, showing you the difference between the three. And then we have it printed at wallet size. So taking that 4-page kit and printing it all the different sizes. Now here I'm going to show you printed on digitals. Now these are out of my Oh Darn It Printed Purple folder, and this is the Hollyhocks and Daisies. This is the Halloween kit, and printed 5x7. It's printed on a side-by-side page, and these are printed on a postcard page. It's the 3x5 size, printed on a postcard page. And then we have this one, and they are printed on a wallet page. So lots of fun, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut them up. And so I like to just have several of these ready to use. It's been a little while since I took the time to cut some out, but you can see that you can actually take that wallet and make it into a card itself, or you can go ahead and cut them all out like I'm doing here. And so this is a purple page. Like I said, oh darn, it turned out purple. I have a whole file folder, a whole file folder full of them, and I'm going to continue to try and use them up. So here I've pulled out the cardstock piece. It's a lightweight scrapbook cardstock from American Crafts, and I'm using the cutter this time to cut them down and then cutting across, and I will have these adorable little cards that I can use. I'm thinking these will be good for the journal that I'm making, that is the Everything I Learned About Love. I learned from a golden book, and so I have those, and I got to show you that you can go ahead and do that. These fit perfectly into those little pockets that I made out of the dictionary. So we're going to set those aside and move on to the next one. We've got these little tiny ones, and we're going to cut those up because, they were there. So showing that you could go ahead and stack that on top of there, and that would be fun. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and make a cluster. And so I've pulled out the cardboard. Actually, it's the inside of an envelope, a shipping envelope. And then some of my fabric, one of the little purple flashcards, and a little postcard. And I've grabbed a brad, and we're going to go ahead and punch that through there. And that's going to give me a little cluster that I'll be able to use in the journal. So using them as a little embellishment is a great way to use the tiny Flinch cards. Again, this is a 4-page kit, and then you just print it at the different sizes on your printer. So next I have a napkin. And this is the napkin that I'm using for my February challenge. And I go ahead and take it apart, and the second ply, it has ink. And so we're going to go ahead and apply the napkin right on top of the Flinch card digital page. I'm going to press it down. I do end up with wrinkles on this one. It just went down so fast. I do love the way a napkin looks on this digital as well as on pages. They also feel really good. They give you like a linen feel, even on copy paper. So we're going to do this again, this time with the main part of the digital. And I'm going to put it over these regular size Flinch cards. Again, I did end up with some wrinkles, and that's okay. It gives it texture. And so you can just barely see the digital through this particular one because it is pretty busy. But these cards are the perfect size to add to a journal and for making ephemera and things like that. So I think it's going to be a great addition to my February ephemera. And so you can see, I can see through the paper, so I'm actually cutting from the back. It's easier to see from the back and get just a nice plain view. So there you got a little look at the way that they are looking. And so now I've gone back to the other one, and it's really thin. So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and add this piece of lavender dyed paper. It's from Red Cabbage. And you saw there that the glue actually changed the color on the blue side, or the lighter lavender side. And we're going to go ahead and cut around the Flinch cards. And this is going to give a backing to these so that they are ready to be journaling cards. I'm just going to cut across, and I am rounding the corners on these because they are still a little bit damp. Otherwise, I could wait till later and use my corner rounder. And so I'm just going to get this all cut so it's not laying on my table and getting messed up. So going around and deciding what to save. I'll save that. I won't save that. And yeah, so you can see the wrinkles. I will probably go ahead and sew around these with my sewing machine. I have purple thread in my sewing machine right now. So just giving you some ideas as I play with that. And then one of the cards from Friday's freebie, and a tag that I had. It's a purple tag that I have here just sitting on my desk. I had this piece of scratch paper, and I was like, we can go ahead, try that on there. Doing all the things, just trying all the different things. So a go-to to help make something be thicker and make it more substantial is book page. And so I have hundreds of those. So we're just going to go ahead and cut right around this, giving it just a small border. And I am going to go ahead and put that onto that scratch paper that I had, and we'll have a little note paper. And that little basket right there is from the Friday freebie. I keep picking it up and then not using it, and then picking it up and not using it. So I'm going to give you one more look at the Flinch card kit. Remember, it is 4 pages. They are the plain ones. Here I'm showing you how I had printed them. And they are available in the Etsy shop. And for 3 days, they will be on the flash sale. Also, Courting Lady Jane and all of the Design Team digitals are still on sale. So next, I'm going to show you my snippet. And we're ready for the snippet. But first, I'm going to show you my clusters. And that was part of this required element, is to make 3 clusters. And I did already make those, and I showed them to you on the belly band and the flip. So one of these pieces is 7 inches and one is 8 inches. And or they're both a little over 7 inches, little over 8 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and staple those together. My snippet needs to be 15 inches, so 7 plus 8, by 2 inches. You see me putting that on my board, and I'm going to be able to watch that 2-inch margin and make sure it stays at 2 inches. I am going to be using scraps and snippets and little pieces and of all the different elements from all over my desk. I'm going to start with this sewing pattern piece, and I'm going to be using the bottom of my purple glue. And so it just is a little harder than it should be. But there you go. First piece on, a piece of sewing pattern. I have another piece of sewing pattern, and I'm going to put that over on the end. I like to start with larger pieces, and I like to have them in at least 2 places or 3 places, and put them on the snippet. So I have a piece of the purple. This came from the calendar that I've been using, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, again, 1 piece and 2 piece. We're just going to use the glue stick for that. And you see, I'm using those lines, and I love that ripped edge. So we'll just put that right there. Next, I have some fabric. This is from the curtain valance that I've been using. It's a little tiny piece of it. And so I'm fraying the edges, and I'm like, we can stamp this. So I'm getting out my stamp pads. I have my little purple flowers that I've been using. I stamped those on. I grab my black stamp pad because I want to use the little bird stamp. There's bird and there's writing and there's numbers. There's all kinds of things on this. You see, I'm not even putting it on a stamp block. I'm just using my hand to put it on there, and I really love the way this turned out. I had already stamped some pages that are in the journal like this. You'll see them, I think, like on the backs of some of the paper pad. Here I have some music. This is from the Old-Fashioned Love Songs. It is a great little digital kit. You get 9 love songs in all different sizes. And so this was one of the wallets that I had cut up. It was sitting right next to me. And so all I have to do is rip the edges. And again, one on one side, one on the other. Not in the same place, but but they're there in the one on one side, one on the other. Still watching that 2-inch margin. And I have not put the fabric down yet. I kind of want to see where I want to put that. So sometimes I will take things and I will rip them in half and put one on the top and one on the bottom. And that's what you're going to see here. This is from the calendar, and I punched it out. I had also punched out calendar pieces that I used in the clusters. So, and I used paper pad in the clusters. So, depending on which cluster it was. Okay, so here I've got some typewritten words from the dictionary. This is from the maps, and it is one of the lavender pieces. And so looking for a place to put that down. And it's like you would think, just put it down, Julie, just put it down. But my brain's going, oh, but maybe I need to put this under here. So I do. Okay, you can see my snippet is coming together. It's kind of like the masterboard, only a long strip. Now you can literally make these really long and roll them up and then have pieces that you can use to cut out. But this time we're just making the 15-inch one. I've pulled out my coffee dyed cheesecloth, and I'm going to cut some pieces off of that. I've used this throughout the journal, and mostly I've used it like this. Crinkle it up and put it down. or as a ruffle. Crinkle it up and put it down. So that's what we're going to do here. We're crinkling it up and putting it down. And yep, that was the ice cream truck. Did you hear it say hello? It sounds just like my mom. So that's what we're going to do here. And we're back to our snippet. So I have this little piece of paper. It says inspiration. It's from the printed tissue paper that is transparent. So I get to add that. I'm going to put that right on top of the cheesecloth. Next, I have a piece of parchment paper, and we have stamped on it. And I'm going to go ahead and add that onto the snippet. And so we're just using the glue stick, finding a place, and adding that in there to give you a different texture and a different look and some more purple. Here we have some words, and so we're going to go ahead and add that on top of the tissue. Looking for some more words. We're going to add some more words onto the snippet. And then I think we're going to bring out that cheesecloth again and add another piece on the other side. Remember, 1, 2, sometimes 1, 2, 3. So here we're going to put some cheesecloth right there. Just had to wait for the glue to come out. And I've realized it's time to put the fabric down because that's where it's going to go. So I've got my fabric down and I'm going to add the cheesecloth. And again, I'm ruffling it up, pulling it in, pushing it down, and going to add, this piece has some numbers on it. So like the other one had the word inspiration, this one has some numbers, and I'll put that right over the center of the ruffle. Here we have some more words, and we'll go ahead and add those. Next, I have this little teeny ad from the Spring Floral Kit that I'm going to add. And then, some more words. And we'll fill in that corner up there. Very good. And so next, I'm going to pull out my favorite, the purple ribbon. Ribbon is one of my favorites for the challenge for February. Fabric and Favorites Junk Journal Challenge. And I'm going to go ahead and ruffle and wrinkle those. And what are we going to bring out next? I think we bring out fabric. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and cut my little piece of fabric. And we're just going to go ahead and put it down. Just like that. Cut it, put it down. Cut it, put it down. Remember, all of our required embellishments for the challenge have to have fabric and a favorite. And so this one is getting its fabric, and it has my favorite, which is ribbon. Okay, and we do have another piece of fabric, and so we're going to add some pieces of that as well. And so your snippets, sometimes you can go ahead and sew them. I have embroidered on them before, but I think I'm going to be leaving this one just as it is, glued, and I really like it. And we'll add the final couple of pieces of this little fabric, and I'm saving the strings. So we'll go ahead and put that down. And yeah, and I'm looking around and I realize I have not added any of the lace yet. We're going to go ahead and put this one down here. So here comes a piece of the lace. I'll cut that and add that. I love making the snippet towards the end of making my project, As long as I've saved a few of each of the things, especially the required elements, it is a great way to use up those scraps, especially those little tiny ones. I've been saving some words up here that I had tore off from the paper pad. And so I'm looking for one more to add onto here. So I have 3 words that are a possibility to add to the snippet. I do take them off because I'm not sure that I want to commit to that. But I do have another piece of, wanted to show you, the silly string. So I may add some silly string on here underneath the words. Just giving you some ideas of things that we could do. And I am going to add some cheesecloth here at the end. Why not? Hooray! So the next thing you're going to see is my little box is going to pop up onto the desk, and my journal is in order. The pages are in order in there. There's 2 signatures. And so I'm going to show you some things we can do with the snippet. We can do a belly band. We can do sides. We can add it to a pocket. We can use it on the cover. I actually have a journal that the closure and the cover is decorated with a snippet, and it turned out really, really cool. So there's my snippet, and remember I did do 3 clusters as well. The one that we added to the flip and the one that we added to the belly band from the video from the day that I gave you 2-page ideas. Next, I'm bringing out my list. I get to check off the snippet and 3 clusters. Ta-da! I only have a couple more things to do, and my February challenge journal will be finished. Hooray! Surprise quick change again. And here I'm going to add some of those little Flinch cards to the snippet. And there you go. Ta-da! We incorporated both videos together. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget that those digitals are on sale in the Etsy shop. That'd be the Flinch card, the Courting Lady Jane, and all the digitals the design team used this week. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget your 100-day project. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye-bye.